I guess I hope somebody come in and let us know if they can see both of us. Do you got another device? Well, let's not start it off with this. Okay. So what's up, y'all? This was supposed to be on Free's channel, but we were having some technical difficulties. But we here though. We're talking about our spiritual people damage. Why? Why does it seem like spiritual? Do you have to go through? Do you have to be damaged to become spiritual, or is that just something that everybody's supposed to come here being like?
Yeah,
Or is it
it's
just, okay? Go
because
ahead, because I still want you to
I'm
kind of
like,
co-host a little bit. Well, host. She's supposed to be hosting. Somebody in the chat, can y'all see both of us and hear both of us fine?
let me mute this one so I can put
Okay, go ahead. Because I still want you to kind of co-host a little bit.
I think it's good. I think it's
Okay,
good.
well, let's go.
Let me cut this down. Put this back up. All right.
Free, we're gonna do like we did on your channel.
Okay. I'm gonna start it over. You want me to? Well, hey everyone, it's Free. Yeah, Jackie New here, and we're gonna be talking about our spiritual people damaged. What else? Like touch on a little bit, but all things like spiritual, get into a little bit of that type of vibe talk. All right. Let me start off with your question.
Yeah, my first question is, does a person have to be damaged first in order for them to, quote unquote, be of service to other people who are damaged? And is that spiritual? Is that even spiritual? That don't have nothing to do with spiritual though. Now that I think about it. But
I mean, because it's like an experience. That's your experience.
your journey as a spirit, yeah.
Yeah. Let me know if I mess up my. Okay.
Oh, and you were asking me, when you were telling me about you was asking me what is damage.
Yeah.
When I say damage, what is that? Well, to me, I was saying that being damaged is just when you come into this backwards world that we live in, and none of the natural things that you innately know are not confirmed to you. That in itself causes a fracture in the spirit, because now you're kind of lost, where you came here for a purpose, but the purpose or the path or nothing that's supposed to be natural to you is confirmed. So to me, that is the beginning point of the damage. And at some point, people don't even reincarnating here many times. You come here not even having an inkling. Because when I came here, I kind of knew that something else I'm supposed to be it's another way that we're supposed to be able to look at life. And I would always close my eyes and try to figure out that other way, and I could see nothing. Not knowing that the nothing, that was what I was supposed to be grasping onto. But nobody, no adult, no anything, nobody confirmed any of the questions that I asked. If anything, they looked at the questions that I asked as if they were unnecessary, or what are you talking about? Because as a child, I was inquisitive and curious and intellectual, just like I am now. But what's intellectual to the spirit, I guess, is different, like a spiritual intelligence. That's I don't know.
Can you hear us? We need somebody to confirm they can
What's
hear.
up, Portia? I always want to call her Portia.
Yeah.
That's the ghetto way. That's the ghetto name. Well, she in California though, so. But yeah. And then, we start off kind of damaged, being that, like you were saying earlier in the last stream, what were you saying?
Okay, so I was saying, like, when you say damage, to me, it's like an unnatural thing, like being in unnatural circumstances, like, oh,
You were just saying how things are imbalanced. And to me, a family that doesn't have the masculine and the female present, that's that's a starting point of being fractured. You come in into a fractured situation, and that's just one little small so, and everybody's a spirit in the body, so everybody's supposed to be spiritual. So if everybody that comes into the world has to be damaged just because that's the way the world is set up, that goes back to my question: does a person have to be damaged in order to be spiritual, or either does a person have to be damaged in order to help be of service to people that are damaged?
I even went in on like how I thought the earth was perfect. You want me to say that part again or no?
Say everything again.
But yeah, so when I say unnatural, it's like, because I would think of the world as perfect or almost like perfect because everything is synchronized. Like everything is like here for this. It's a good system, a good ecosystem. The trees do this, the animals do this, the humans do this. Like everybody is like it's like symmetric. The rocks and everything has like a perfect geometry or shape to it. So in a sense, like it's already a natural order that things are supposed to be like. It's a natural way, like everybody like kind of thinks. So
Because
when
everything
they
happens for a reason. It's supposed to.
right,
Everything's
right,
supposed to happen for a beneficial reason, but in this
right, and
backwards world we live in, go ahead.
because that's our intent, and it's like so it's all for a reason. So, but yeah, like they like make us not think about ourselves, or we have to follow somebody else's morals, or even the laws and all this forcing, boxing they put on us. It's unnatural, so it causes you to automatically kind of be damaged because it's like, okay, you could be born into a highly religious family and you gotta follow the morals of this God, or you could be born into a broke family. You gotta understand you can't even build your own house. You can't do life
You're
so
going in and out a little bit, Free. I don't know why. Is your arrow on or something? I hear you, but it's like going in and out.
but
I hear you though. It just I think it was going in and out because some now it's trying to freeze. I thought it was just the audio. We straight. We straight.
okay. Yeah, let me know.
That's better.
Let me know
I hear
what
you
you
now.
okay. Yeah, but different situations, like even like small situations, because like we was talking about Jackie, like you was like, I probably ain't been through a lot of stuff, but I still got a little trauma from like the simple unnatural stuff like that
Right.
causes like lack of money caused me to be like, oh, money, like like simple stuff like that, like that's a damaged thing to be doing, like that's not natural, or it could cause you to have unnatural thought patterns or something
And I
like that.
think that
But
people that aren't as damaged are necessary too. Because if
mhm,
that's what we're striving for, somebody got to set the example of that, or even be a confirmation
yeah,
that that's a thing. Because if we can continue to evolve in a intellectual, spiritual way with awareness of both the yin and the yang side, then we
mhm,
should be able to find some equilibrium to where, because I would
yeah,
prefer that my child be born with and not being come into a situation that where she has to experience so many damaging elements of life. If I can set that up for my
yeah,
child, but I can't do that alone because teamwork makes the dream work. So she had to go to school with other damaged individuals based and
hmm,
plus whatever karma that I have had to endure, on top of that, I would prefer that she not go through that. So not being damaged is a necessity too. And
right.
it's really a good thing to even know that that's something in the world. At least we know that the
Yeah,
world ain't
that's what I
full of
was
just,
thinking.
you
Like
know.
it lets you know that like certain experiences like you didn't have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives that like that little Pisces faith energy, like, oh, so I don't have to go through that. That's not normal or something
All
like that.
right. But
So
for the
yeah.
damaged individuals in the world, they need both perspectives. Because for an example, we were talking about, well, I call it the fatherless syndrome. It's for a
Hmm.
female at least, because I'm a spirit in a female body, so I can speak on this experience. But
Hmm.
um just not having the masculine and the even if it's not your parents, it could be any adult
Right.
over you on either gender, but not having both, especially if both or either are damage themselves and cause more wreak more havoc into your. But I'm talking about, for me, for an example, I had a pretty balanced mother figure, but I didn't have a father figure like that,
Mhm.
consistently. So I realized, I thought to myself recently that anytime, the father represents, or the son, the father, the masculine energy represents the sun, so that allows you to see, and the moon is the woman that allows you to feel. But when I would look into my future or try to project what I would be in the future as a younger individual, I could never see myself in the future. I could, what I felt about myself in the future, I am her today, but the things that I
Mhm.
tried to see for myself, I didn't even think I probably would make it past 25 because I couldn't see it. So I wonder, further, I started thinking about that. And it's like, well, is that based on me not having a father figure to project what something is supposed to look like, giving
Mhm.
me setting out some type of foundation or plan externally, not having that mineral or that element already being a part of my natural development, that being lacking, maybe that is part of those little subtle things that boils down to being a fracture inside. That boils down to being damaged, a damaged perspective. But once you see these damaged parts of you, you can they kind of like self-heal themselves at that point. But yeah, just not having both elements in life, or having a father and a mother in your life, but the dynamic is shifted. The mother is the more
Mhm.
masculine and the father is the more submissive one. I know families
Right.
like that, and they suffer child. I ain't even gonna talk about that. We're not gonna talk about that because this is
But yeah, that
very
could.
recent.
That's one of those unnatural situations that just put you in that could be like a traumatizing, or like, it pushes you further away from yourself. Because like I did have my dad in my life, and it did kind of give me a example of a direction of at least knowing what I'm not finna, like, deal with. Like my
Mhm.
dad, like, he's a hard worker. Like I seen him in relationships. He's married. He's been married for like since I was like 6. His wife has never had to work. um like he's very calm, and he just like gets stuff
He's a
done. So that's
man.
kind of like, yeah, that's kind of like the influence. And even if you did have a man in your a dad in your life, and he probably had different traits than my dad or something like that, it still kind of gives you like a sense of direction, especially if he's a responsible man, at least there to even see his kid. Like he at least got at least that
The
trait to where
presence
you
of the
can see
father,
him.
especially, is
Yeah,
the presence, just the child feeling the presence,
yeah,
of both sides of the mother and the father. Somewhere down the line, even if it
yeah,
ain't your mother and father, that's better than nothing at
yeah.
all, or something that's very
Example.
damaged,
Yeah,
representing that. But
yeah.
and I also think that that's part of the reason. I remember Uriel be talking about why do girls, when they give their virginity up, they always seem to give it up to the player nigga instead of the one
Mm,
that would hold that sacredly. I feel that that's a fatherless child syndrome. That's a part of that, because if you don't have your father, then you don't even know what to expect out of love, and you don't even know. So, but if you had a father that showed you love, you would know the difference, and you would
yeah.
naturally gravitate towards what's more healthy. But without
I
that,
actually
most
made
Mhm.
I was gonna say I actually made a video a long time ago talking about like the fathering and mothering energy, and I was saying because basically like the father energy is basically like a sense of direction, because it's the air and the fire energy, so it's like a sense of direction, like a I put it, but it's just like a sense of direction, air energy, and then it's that
Yeah,
expression, like being able to express
especially a
yourself,
man
like
that's not
that
a
type
bitch,
vibe.
especially the man that's not that's why I
Yeah,
said, even when you have a woman and a man, but the roles are reversed, that's not
yeah,
necessarily, that's just as damaging to, not, I ain't gonna say just as damaging,
yeah.
it might be just as damaging.
But I was gonna say, like, even for single mamas, because I think in the video I kind of put it as like, if you are a single parent, like you can still father. You just have to make sure you give your that sense of direction and that ability to express themselves, because that's kind of like what fathers like give. Like they make you be like, do it, like just do it, and they make you sit and have a clear direction.
Yeah, and they set the
But
example.
you can
They
teach.
provide the
Yeah,
external for you. They're supposed to anyway. Then when a mother has to do that
yeah,
all alone, see, and that's the thing, because I'm a single mother at the moment, and
hmm,
at least I'm conscious of this though, and I try to exhibit
yeah,
both feminine and masculine traits, or mother and father traits for my kids. But had if that was something that I wasn't aware of though, I wouldn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even
hmm,
know that I'm supposed to be doing that, and that is like that's a fracture. That's like damaged energy as a mother. But when you
yeah,
realize these things, that you can not throw the damage off on your children a little bit less just by you knowing, okay, it's time for me to, kind of act as a loving father to this baby right now instead of a loving
hmm,
mother or whatever. But then that kind of destroys your
yeah.
own energy as an individual. So that's a different topic, but you
Mhm.
know,
I mean, but we all have to be balanced. So it's just a moderation thing. Because, sometimes you just got to let them climb up and jump off and fall. Like,
all right.
you got to go to the doctor or we don't. Like, was it good or you not? Like, you just got to let them, if you in that situation. So
Yeah. And I have
that like ties it back to the spiritual people. Are they damaged? Like, what's the question?
well,
What was you saying?
well, oh, I was gonna say, those fractures create biases, and those
Mm-hmm.
biases are the blind spots. And that's when, because that was the question we were asking you and I anyway. We were talking about, can a person be too damaged to where they're too far gone?
Right.
Because if you don't have nothing but biases and you can't see shit, even though the space and opportunity is right there, at that point, are you too blind to where you can't turn around because you don't even know? That's sad.
Right. And we were saying like some people are, like too far gone. I feel like because it's a choice, and it's like I understand like mind stuff. Like I can see like the mind stuff because I procrastinate. I like be lazy. It'd be hard for me to make my body move too. So I understand like, and it's some people like in a worse space than me. So I know like it could really get like I could only imagine like okay, but if
Mhm.
you
Uh-oh. What the hell? Okay, here we go. Damn it, we freezing up.
like
We was freezing up. Hold on. We back?
is it me?
See, they fucking with me because I had a point. I was gonna piggyback off of, and I done forgot it.
Yeah.
They fucking with me. Okay, there we go. I was
Okay.
gonna add to that about those biases, because sometimes those not even biases, those blind spots, those shadows, the things that you know the things that everybody doesn't have to endure, but it's an individual thing. If you don't start looking at that at some point, then that's like you haven't even healed anything from the childhood. Because I don't want to add any personal experiences, because let me hold on. I'm trying to figure out how I want to word this because it's very relevant. But you can't even it's like you're in an undeveloped state, and because and then at some point you have to look at yourself and look at the things that they're so subconscious and so subtle though. And it's like you don't even know that it's something about you that you're supposed to be looking at. But anytime you feel those subtle subconscious uncomfortabilities, it's not for you to push them even further, especially if you do try to go into it a little bit and realize, damn, that shit remind me of when I was a little girl. I don't like that. Now you need to go into that, because that's one of them things that you've been holding on as a spirit when you first got here. And you're already accumulating more based on that blind spot, and plus the backwards world we're already living in. And it's like it's start somewhere. I guess that's my point of saying that part. Because I was having a conversation with somebody about this yesterday, and
Just stuff like
and it was quite clear to me, and that's like how the world is set up. It's so backwards to where what's obvious is we look at the obvious shit like that's can't be. what that is. It's like, yes, it is. It's that fucking simple. You already know. But when you think about the things you already know, you double question it because you don't have any confirmations. Well, I ain't gonna say any because at this point you do. But people that's grown now that was children that have biases based off of the old world that we were in, those things are outdated at this point. I think we froze free. And I'm just rambling like hell. Move your phone around, free. Okay. We froze. Well, you froze. Okay. But yeah. Did you hear me though? Yeah, we froze. You froze on your side. Free. Come on. I think she finna go in the house. Nah, we straight now. What just happened? You did something.
Oh, no, I think the
I
Wi-Fi
can hear
done
you
cut
now.
off
You
or
look
something.
good.
Can you hear me still?
No, I was
It's
clear.
not
That's why I'm
pixelated or
saying you did
anything.
something.
Oh my gosh,
But
this
anyway,
is crazy.
yeah, I was talking about those biases and how those things can stay with you for years. And once you never look at them, what you think they're gonna happen is gonna sour and it's gonna get worse. So at some point,
Yeah,
somebody that has actually healed those wounds and can see them in you, where you can't see them, that's how come I feel like sometimes being a spiritual person and being of service, maybe it is kind of necessary for you to have went through those damages, but not to be in damaged
yeah,
energies and then try to be of service though. You have to be and heal those
and
things for
that's what I was
yourself.
gonna say. Because like when it comes to spirituality, that is like the experience energy, and you have to go through experience. And it's like the ones that eventually like get to live, because this is just one small like physical life of mine. So those who eventually get to a life like that, that just means you went through those experiences just probably in the past, and your space is probably just bigger, and you just had those experiences. Like you went through the what we would call damaging experiences. Like you can go to that space and like put yourself in that shoe in those shoes, and like understand it, because yeah,
I
you
think it's
did
a two. I
experience
think
it.
it's a two. Well, since you even breaking this down, because I think it's two different ways that people can come here without too much damages. Too many. Because a person like you, for instance, or a person that's into this type of shit, their spirit don't need to go through the damages at this point because you already. That's the reason why you're even in your position to even be what you doing. But it could be some people that haven't experienced a lot of experience in this realm because they are just like
Yeah,
younger spirits and they wouldn't be able to hold the type of weight that a healed spirit. Because how do I explain it? Because it's like the archetype. I don't want to go too deep into personal shit, but
yeah, because I mean stuff get born every day, so I mean even if you are just still new experiencing, like how quick of a learner are you gonna be? Like it's just
right,
like,
that too.
because it's like you could just be like, oh, I'm going through this stuff now, but it's like how quick of a learner are you?
Because you
Because
don't
it's
know what
this just one.
you don't know where
Yeah.
these all these different spirits it be coming from. It's the
Hmm.
universe or whatever the fuck is infinite, and shit be coming from
Hmm.
man anything. I feel like sometimes the thoughts that people be having, even those like you say you have like one of those thought orgasms. That will turn into an individual at some point, even if it ain't your child or something in the
Right.
world, because you didn't kind of
Right.
verbated that whole shit in
Yeah.
the atmosphere. Somebody else gonna have the same kind of thought orgasm, and they might be fucking
Yeah.
or something. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
all things. It's some people that are pure like type of spirits with a massive amount of intelligence and wisdom based on their spiritual makeup though, not just because they
Hmm.
have to go through it physically. Some people are
Yeah,
here in a pure space because they have to become damaged. Because why you even come down here if you ain't experienced fear? You know what I'm saying? Because you know
exactly.
you finna
It's
get damaged.
physicality. It's a desire, and everything is like equal. So it's like being damaged is not even a bad thing.
Yeah,
Like
bad or good. Not
it's
down
not.
here.
Yeah,
That's a part of the
but
damage dynamic. People thinking that things
yeah,
have to be good or bad. Like that was the ultimate number
yeah.
one of them main things that was the core damaging for me. Not realizing
Hmm.
that you're supposed to look at things neutral, and especially me as a Gemini,
Hmm.
not no, I kind of innately knew that, but having the confirmation to know consciously I'm supposed to not choose a side right now, instead of being
Hmm.
forced to choose a side because that's the norm. That's damaging. You don't supposed to have to do that. You're supposed to figure that out within
Yeah,
yourself and in the moment, because shit change from moment to moment how you look at it, and that's just some
right.
damage shit.
And that's like, what is it? I might say it wrong because I be bad at English, but that's like the esoteric, our spiritual people damage. Yeah, we are all supposed to be, but on the more surface level, like when you get into like highly religious people or highly spiritual people, I feel
Oh
like
yeah,
those people are like that
the
damage
opinion.
that's like more physical. Like right now, like yeah, you're still damaged at this moment, and it's like
Still, it's like those people are the because once you get too far off into that, that's so much. That's
mhm,
so many biases, and the
exactly,
biases are so strong. It's a whole golem
yeah,
called God. So at
yeah,
that point, you kind of like in a hell low key. And
yeah,
I done been at Hell's Gates. If I look at that like that's what that is, but I don't think I probably did kind of almost go into hell, actually believing and holding on to that shit like it was like for, I don't know, my spirit could never really take it because I thought I was looking for something else. I thought something else was gonna make itself understood through the religion, and it never did. And that's when I was like, man, what the fuck is this? Because I don't see the point. After 10 years, I
yeah,
still don't see the point. Some people go all the way into hell though, to where they're taking over and they have their accumulation as a spirit is going to that golem itself,
yeah. It then
just like
became
those
a
stuff
pattern, a
accumulate.
routine, and stuff like that. Because they say like the most spiritual, I mean, the most damaged people be in the church. And it's like you have to get to a point because if you sit and you just be a human every day, you're gonna have thoughts that are from yourself, and you fighting yourself to stay in this religion, like that's damaging, and that's like mentally damaging for you to go against
Every
every
day,
day
especially
to
a
try to
person that's actually
conform.
spiritual
Yeah, like that stuff is hard to follow one man's idea and do it every day. Like
for
people out
2,000
here
years.
covered up in 101-degree weather and you hot as hell under all them clothes because of one person's idea. Like that's
And
like
I feel like spirits that have done that
no
in
offense.
their
Let me say
previous
no offense.
generations, I feel like it
Yeah.
be people that incarnate here that their spirit has been cycled in that a lot of times already. So that has
Hmm.
become kind of subconsciously natural, even though that's unnatural as hell. That it kind of they're gravitating towards that by default, and I feel like that because I got a child myself, and
Hmm.
my child naturally gravitated towards Jesus without me adding to that for real, and because she has a
You
mother and a
sure?
father.
Like how did she hear about it then? Like how did
I
she
mean,
know
you
the
got
name?
well, we in the South, so
Oh, is it?
what I'm
Oh,
saying
okay.
is,
Yeah.
if I was a child of her shoes, if I could zoom back to when I was a child, I was only gravitated towards Jesus because that was something that was very heavy in the household. But
Right.
had that just been like a character that was out in the air, I wouldn't have been thinking
Hmm.
about that shit for real.
Right.
But that's my child's situation for the most part. That's just a character in the area. Yeah, she talk about Jesus, but mama say Jesus, hey, whatever. So, but she still some
Hmm.
kind of way thought that that was important in her little heart a little bit as a baby, because she's only
Yeah.
6 right now, and she kind of see that that ain't that not because I'm trying to push it down her. I still let her go to her
Hmm.
grandma's house, and if they go to church, whatever, I don't give a damn. If I see her scrolling through Facebook, or not Facebook, but her little YouTube, and it's on a Jesus thing, she'll ask me about it. But that's just her innately
Right.
being spiritual and being curious. Probably I ain't gonna try to
Yeah.
differentiate where it come from, but I know that indoctrination part of it, that don't necessarily that comes. I know that that's a part of a golem that some of her bloodline is maybe anyway. We're not gonna go too deep on that, but
Yeah.
I'm knowing that spirits must come here indoctrinated based on them reincarnating to the same system so many times, to where now they are naturally thinking that
Yes.
they're not supposed to go by nature. They're already looking for an outside influence called God or some shit, and not knowing that the mechanism is all around you and with you all the time. And like that should be natural, I guess. But see, I don't even know because I haven't experienced that in this reality. But I don't know. It's just
Yeah, some.
weird.
I
Like
mean, that's what I'm saying. Like you get born under that from those ideas. Like some people just are them characters, and it's like maybe they change, maybe they don't. But I don't know. It'd be hard. Like some people who die in it. Like if you die, you never had like the thought or the idea to change. Like then maybe you
that
may
part. That's
just
the part
be
I'm
that
talking
may
about.
you may be stuck in that for a while. Like,
Because what if you're a
but
reincarnate of a first mother in the church, and you was the first mother the last 1,500 incarnate? Like, I ain't gonna say 1,500 because the shit ain't been around that long. But I'm just saying though, and it ain't about the religion itself. This just being under some type of outside system, because it could not have been a
yeah.
religion. It could be any fucking thing. It could be
Yeah, it's not even the what you doing, it's like how you doing. Like you're committing to somebody else is ideas. Like you're the type of person who, like
yeah,
just kind of like a gullible. Like it's just like being a gullible spirit. It's like you
not
just in
having
that
any faith in
space.
yourself at all. Like,
Yeah.
but the way the world is set up, they kind of make it difficult for it to not be that way, and for you to look at a person like that's a shame. You can kind of have grace, or you can kind of understand people that have
Yeah.
that mindset, because if you look at their whole life, it's like this person has been molested, or you know separated from family, and then this is what they clung on to because that's the only thing that kind of,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying. And then a person in a vulnerable state already wants something, especially a female wants something on the outside of them to come save them anyway. So
Yeah.
it's like at that point you can't tell a female, even if she get out of religion. I know females, and you some of them I can't even tell them. Well, some of them I can, but
Hmm.
a lot of times that be the hardest part to get away from. To okay, there's Jesus may not be it, or Christianity may not be it, but there is something on the outside of me that's bigger than me, and that loves me. I mean, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, but it's like not how you're talking about it though.
Because imagine going through something like that, and humans are just one thing up from animals. You see how animals live, and humans are just one thing up from that. So imagine, like, because that's why Dolo came to the conclusion that we are like the fifth race, and we got to learn how to deal with our emotions. Because people, like, imagine like going through that, and then your feelings, you don't know how to talk to yourself, you don't know what to do with the feelings, you don't understand the situation or why that person did what they did. You can't
But
bring yourself to perspective.
about the
So it's easy. It's almost like easy
but
to
the
just
thing is, the
be
people
like,
who aren't.
let me give
But
it to
see, that go
God.
back to the people that's just naive and haven't been through anything. The ones that's damaged, that go
Hmm.
through shit, they are forced to look inside of themselves, and them be
Yeah.
the ones that were molested and indoctrinated. Look at Till Swan for an example. Them be the ones that have
Hmm.
to pull themselves up like a phoenix in order to help people. So I guess the question that was is tied to that: can people be so damaged to where it's irreversible? I don't think so, because we got to also remember that this lifetime is just one and it's like a breath. So if you just start one
Hmm.
little small mechanism in your spirit that is going towards progressing and going back to where you're supposed to be going, whether you die and it ain't even really started good, the next lifetime you're gonna leave, you're gonna start where you left off at, and eventually you'll get there.
Exactly.
And
Right.
yeah, what up, Equilibria, Izzy, what's up, y'all?
Hey. Hello.
But yeah, the ones with
But
the
yeah.
but some spirits come here with, because I know naive spirits who have gotten out of certain boxes, but being indoctrinated in school, in the military, JROTC, watching
Hmm.
Disney channels and shit,
Yeah.
they still, it's a big ass powerful,
Exactly.
maybe just one blockage that they still are not able to overcome. But that's because their spirit may be weak, because they're kind of naive. But the strong, when you go through a lot of shit, not to say that you need to go, because you don't have to, but the ones that are damaged are able to get over that because they build up some type of spiritual endurance inside to where they can bust through that shit.
Yeah.
So it go all kind of
I feel
ways.
like being too passionate. Yeah. Being too passionate about somebody else stuff, I feel like that's like an automatic sign of like some type of damage. Like even if you live a good life, but you just like crazy over Nike and Chanel and you got a body
Right.
reject, like that's a form of like I would look at that person and be
The
like,
fuck?
you probably be going through something, like because
You don't think you should?
like
Well, not necessarily. Well,
you
because
go through so
I'm looking
many,
at it like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, but you go through like so many experiences, and you like it kind of like make you appreciate yourself. You're gonna want to make your own shoe. You go want to like it ain't gonna be about like the trend.
and
Like
it's
you
about
slowly just
what difference
it's
do it
just
make? How much it costs?
yeah,
These hoes fly to me. My
right.
baby
It's
dad just
all
bought
yeah.
my
It
son
be about
$500
you.
worth of
Like
shoes. And it's like I spent
yeah,
$150 on both of my daughters, some clothes and everything. So how you had to do
hmm,
all that, but I get it because in high school you got to blend in with the crowd in order for, if especially if you're
yeah,
already a naive, damaged spirit going into high school and you ain't got the right
yeah,
shoes on, you ain't bold enough to wear bobos and be like, bitch, y'all gonna start wearing these hoes because
yeah.
they fly. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You be more. It's like you more fluent. Like the that's like the more are that kind of tells like how old you are or how big your experiences are because that stuff really don't matter, and it's a box. So
It's about, but these fractions
yeah,
you making sometimes
a
what you
box.
go through, you may have came here a strong spirit. I feel like I came here a strong spirit, but I
Mhm.
was fractured into submissiveness
Yeah,
very heavily as a child and timidness. And it's like, damn, you have to hide away inside of yourself for a little while in this world if you don't, if during back in the day, it ain't really like that no more. So incarnate, I know by the time I ain't gonna say reincarnate. Ugh. When I incarnate, it's not gonna be in the same state, whatever world I'm in. It's not gonna be in this state no more
yeah,
because I already see progression in this one lifetime, as far as not just me but the world around me too.
yeah. And I feel like even people who are like really smart are like starting points are like these the angels are stuff like that. Everybody is still like growing. The earth is infinite, so you're still got like infinite more stuff to learn. So you're not even the smartest thing. So it's like a modest thing because like with my energy, I got heavy Libra or like my North Node is Libra, seventh house energy. So I'm like I know a lot about relating or stuff like that or that energy. But it's like that's where I still learn it. Like I still like you still got stuff to learn. You still like got
Mhm.
insecurities and embarrassments or stuff you don't know because you spent so much time in just this one space and you got the accumulation and you may be smart in that area, but it's still like we all like we all still human. So it's
And
like
wherever your
you
vulnerabilities
know,
are at, that's what you supposed to explore.
yeah.
And you being a universe within your own right, and you having all these placements in that
Hmm.
area, it's for you to be able to see shit that nobody, even if they had them placements, I can see. I'm supposed
Right.
to be detective working as a spirit to especially
Hmm.
a Libra, blossom that shit even more beautifully. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yes, and
Yeah.
we're like our own energy vortex, motherfucking universe type shit.
Yeah.
If we realize that, because we can like shit deep, and that's the part that I
Yeah.
think children should be able to come here knowing. I think they already come here knowing that for the most part, but they're indoctrinated or by the world being so backwards. And then tablets is gonna be the new indoctrination, and I don't know who,
Hmm.
Lord, that's gonna be some how this indoctrination system like takes over from the people's hands though, and that can go either fucking way. So I don't know, but at the same time, it's still in the control of you though. Because even if I wasn't a mother to watch my children's tablet, if my child was a strong spirit, they might be like, I don't want to watch that, or maybe when I watch what I watch, I learn, Because I mean, I was foolish.
And yeah, that's how I'm gonna be taking control over that. Ain't no tablet, ain't no phone, because it's like no.
Old school. It's too much going on. But then though,
Yeah,
see, this is my thing. Does that leave
you
a
think they gonna
does
miss
that
out?
leave a spirit to not be, they're not privy to certain awarenesses at that point though? Because
I mean, it's the way you do it though. Like, I don't think because you could take them to a science class and they'll get them updated on technology or make it more controlled. Like maybe they know the technology, but they just do it in a little tech or some STEM stuff. Like more
yeah,
in that way.
and once they
Like
get
you
older,
stay updated like
they'll have
that.
a reason or a
Yeah,
purpose to even use the
yeah,
technology and shit. That makes sense, especially for
yeah.
boys.
And kids, they ask questions, so you just gotta have them answers and be able to, yeah, take their mind. You gotta. be able to do that mind stuff so they can build their own character and their own individuality. Because
Yeah, I got the
yeah,
nah, let me not mention that. I be forgetting we on live half the time. So
they surprise you with that.
but
Yeah,
anyway, we had a good little talk. I know it's been at least see, I was right on time. Here comes the yeah, I got to go.
yeah. Let's tie it
Oh no,
off
this
though.
one
Like,
first. Yeah, here they
let's
come.
answer the question. So, what
Okay.
do you think? Are spiritual people damaged? Or overly spiritual people damaged?
Say it again.
Are overly spiritual people
Overly spiritual
damaged?
people, hell yeah. Because you how you gonna be overly
Yeah,
spirit how are you gonna be overly anything? You're supposed to have a balance. Hold on.
it's a balance.
I'm in a
Yes,
I'm doing
it's supposed to be a balance. You're supposed to be able to look into reality also and see, is God actually doing what I'm saying? Like, you, like, are you walking it how you talk it? Like, you have to be able to moderate from doing what you think is going on inside or what's right inside to reality. You have to be a balance.
right. You have to have both ends of the spectrum to think you on some shit.
Yeah, yeah,
But anyway, it was nice. I enjoyed this podcast. Now
yes,
rewind, plus go back and watch it again. And share, like and subscribe and share to free yourself. Jackie New,
yes. Thank
what
you.
it do, and we gonna hit y'all back on this beautiful Sunday. And I'm gonna hit you up free.
Peace, y'all. All right, girl.